There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of the smoking section. And today we're going to do our top 5 wrestlers of all time. And I'm joined by John.
Yo.
Got Wes up there.
Yo.
Got Mike down there.
A special guest. Mike is a special guest.
Got a very special guest in the house tonight. First episode,
Yeah, I went from being a regular to a special guest.
This is the guy that's the other guy that's on the logo, y'all.
Yeah, I'm technically on the cover, so I technically shouldn't be on the realm of special guest, but yeah,
Right.
here I am in the special guest category.
We'll just say you got the Brock Lesnar schedule.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Got the original 4 horsemen in the building.
That's right.
But look, guys, before we get into our top 5, it will only be right if we break down our honorable mentions first, right?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
So I say let's do it like that. Let's start that first. For my honorable mention, I'm gonna choose Dean Malenko. Some might know him as the Iceman. Some might know him as the Shooter. Some might know him as the Man of 1,000 Holds. And throughout this episode, guys, and people in the comments, y'all gonna hear me say a lot about PWI rankings. It's Pro Wrestling Illustrated. It's the wrestling magazine, and they do rankings every year. The best 500 wrestlers every year. Let me say it again. The best 500 wrestlers every year. In 1997, Dean Malenko was number 1.
That was a nugget I didn't even know.
Hey, that's somebody.
That's pretty impressive for 1997. You really think about how many people were getting started and still around at that time.
Yep.
Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin, Sting.
A lot of the guys are going to be on our top 5 list.
Right.
Yeah. John, who your honorable mention?
My honorable mention would have to be the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Some know him as the American Dragon. Some know him as Bryan Danielson. Some know him as Daniel Bryan. But he's definitely my honorable mention. And it's crazy because, I'm an Attitude Era guy, right? I'm an Attitude Era baby, 80s babies and stuff like that. So, like, first time I saw Daniel Bryan was in Ring of Honor. I used to watch a lot of Ring of Honor, man. I'm talking about Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. I'm talking about great matches with Samoa Joe, Tyler Black, who's actually Seth Rollins now. Claudio, who was Cesaro, back to Claudio and stuff like that. Daniel Bryan brings that passion. And what I love the most about Daniel Bryan is that he's your average guy, Like, dude he lived in a cottage, didn't come from no wrestling royalty or nothing like that. His passion for wrestling got him over, and that's what connected with the fans. And we all know about WrestleMania 30 and the Yes Movement. We all know about his retirement speech, which was kind of, as a wrestling fan, that shit kind of got me. But yeah, Daniel Bryan is my honorable mention for real. What about you, Wes?
That's all right.
Well, my honorable mention is the 8th one of the world,
Andre
the Giant, the very first Hall of Famer to WWE.
Damn.
Yes,
That's facts, though.
he had classic matchups with Big John Studd, Hulk Hogan. He had classic matchup with Demolition with his the classic connection with Haku.
Yep.
He was
Yeah.
also
Andre was
a
great.
part. He was also a part of the Heenan family, which consists of Bobby Heenan, Andre the Giant, Haku, Hercules, and also the Brain Busters, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson.
Yep. And don't forget about Mr. Perfect and Rick Rude.
Oh yes, yes, definitely them. Yes.
I'd like to add something. Oh, go ahead and finish. Finish, Wes.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'd like to add to to Andre. He's probably, if not, he's definitely one of the most recognizable professional wrestlers in history. You know, um, if you don't watch wrestling, you watch wrestling, don't watch wrestling, started watching wrestling, or whatever the case may be, you will know the name Andre the Giant. Even if you never saw no matches, saw the matches, you will know the name Andre the Giant if you even dip one toe into the professional wrestling pool. So I think that says a lot as well.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's
also
fact.
his one feud, a short-lived feud with Jesse Snake Roberts.
God, that was gold, pure gold. The way Andre was scared of that snake, it's pure gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he guys trying to get away from
Andre,
the game. Yeah.
fun fact for the week: Andre the Giant was the first person to eliminate himself from a Royal Rumble because he was scared of the snake.
Yep. And and
See, my
and um on
And,
and on that, if I could add a little something, he was just so larger than life, and most of his matches were just battle royals because people got bored of just seeing him smash a guy one on one. He had to beat like 10, 15 guys at once for it to even
yeah,
be an
yeah, yeah.
attraction anymore.
I'll say, yeah. He
I
always
think
had
that
Heenan.
I think that part kind of gets forgotten and like very underrated about Andre.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts, bro. Mike, who you got?
This is really a tough one because like I wish I could like name like 10 people that deserve to
Right.
be talked about, but I'm gonna go with a little bit of a wild card here. Bradshaw or JBL.
Ooh, okay. The
Now
wrestling god.
you talk about Andre who's been in this that and the other thing. It's Bradshaw. You think back like he was Blackjack Bradshaw. He was in the Acolytes. He was part of the corporate ministry. Then turned into the APA, and then that isn't even going into his time as JBL, where he was probably one of the best heels of all time.
Definitely, definitely. If I may add, that best heel of all time, JBL is actually one of my most favorite heels in professional wrestling. And that's saying something because
Yeah,
we got a lot of great heels, but JBL is personally one of my favorite heels and my favorite segment with a heel JBL. And I know we living in different times, but this is our show. When JBL was at the border, yo. That is my
yep.
favorite JBL segment ever, man. Yep, I just wanted to add that.
I'll
And I
say,
think that's just how good he is. He like take when he was going up against the ECW. It's like there's a lot. You have to be very hated to be the bad guy going up against Paul Heyman and ECW when it's a WWE crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying? It's
don't
like,
forget about his run. Don't forget about his run as Justin Hawk Bradshaw when he first started in WWF. He was managed by Uncle Jebediah, who known as
yeah,
Zeb Coulter or Dutch
yeah,
Oh,
Mantel. Some older fans might know. That's how
I
Bradshaw
knew you
started in WWE.
yeah.
telling
That
Zeb.
that was a little bit before Blackjack Bradshaw. And another thing, if you remember when he tried to Americanize Taka Michinoku back in the early '90s?
Yeah, yeah. Good old
So yeah, definitely
Bradshaw.
JBL. Great face, great heel. Definitely honorable mention. I think Wes had something to add to it.
Um, um, he had two good feuds. I remember he had a few. Yeah, he had two good feuds. I remember with Eddie Guerrero and with Kurt Angle.
Yep.
Those two feuds,
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, very good feuds. Very good feuds.
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, shouts out to JBL, man.
Shouts out to JBL, the wrestling god.
And ladies and gentlemen, we gonna get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, which I've really been waiting for. Our top five. We're gonna do a deep dive on these ones, and I'm gonna do mine in order from 5 to 1. That's how I'm gonna do mine. And number 5 on my list, and it was a toss up, man. You know, I really had to think, but I'm gonna put Booker T at my 5th spot. Active from 1989 to 2009, man. I fuck with Booker T because you can see the grind, and he represents grind. He reminded me of me. Like, he was somebody who earned it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't giving his pushes. He wasn't
And
self down his throat. He earned it. If you watch his career and followed it, you know what I mean?
in both
It's like
companies.
both companies. He's like he got a story. You can see his struggle, his energy and his promos. You can feel it. It felt real. When Booker T was doing promos, it felt real. You know what I mean? Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like from a tag team specialist to a singles career, you know what I'm saying? You can tell Booker T, he was passionate, he was intense. And also he was black excellence. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Like I said, he earned this spot, man. It wasn't handed to him. A couple of his accolades real quick. He's a 5-time WCW champion, 1-time WCW US champion, 10-time WCW Tag Team Champion with his brother Stevie Ray, Harlem Heat, 6-time record-breaking WCW TV Champion. He won the World Belt in WWE. He won the IC belt once. He won the WWE US belt 3 times. He's even a 2-time Hardcore Champion, and he won the Tag Team titles 3 times with Test, Goldust, and Rob Van Dam. 3 different partners. He won the King of the Ring in 06. King Booker.
King Booker.
oh,
Like I was saying earlier, guys, about the Pro Wrestling Illustrated rankings, they do different categories too, right? They also do tag teams, and Harlem Heat was the best tag team in 1995 and 1996. Out of 500 tag teams, Harlem Heat was the best two. The best one 2 years in a row.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
And he also was in the top 10 in 2000, 2001, and 2006. He was in the top 10 500 wrestlers 3 times in his career. Booker T, man.
To add on to that, you pick a Booker. Booker is in my top 10, most definitely. I wasn't like, y'all know, but the viewers don't know. I wasn't a WCW kid growing up. I was more into WWF. But I used to always hear about Booker T, and Harlem Heat and stuff like that. So when he came to WWE, I started watching a whole lot more of them. And once the network came out, I went back and started watching, WCW and seeing what Booker was doing and stuff like that. So, like you said, Booker has always represented the grind. And in both companies, he was never handed anything. Like, he wasn't handed nothing at all. He was considered to be a part of the B team to a lot of people when WWE acquired WCW. All of the major stars sitting at home collecting checks and stuff like that, And Booker could have did the same thing. He said it, but he decided to come to WWE so he could make his bones, so he could, like, while y'all sitting back here, I'm gonna show y'all what I can do. So yeah, much respect to Booker T, yo. 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times. WCW. You feel me?
I'll say,
Yeah.
to piggyback on Booker T, he also was is in just like my two brothers just said, Booker T also is in my top 10 as well, and I like his feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and also I like his feud with Triple H and Evolution, and also I love the feud that he had in WCW against the Thunder Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Harlem Heat versus the Steiners. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
woo.
Okay.
Woo. You fuck with Booker T, Mike?
You got anything to say about
Oh,
Booker?
I don't know where I would rank him. Definitely like John. I was never really a WCW guy, so most of my stuff comes from the WWF, and I always respected the hell out of Booker because he had so much range. He had so much versatility. He could play the serious role. He could play the face. He could play the heel. He could play the comedy role. You know, big respect to any guy that can kind of fit any role in the company.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I'm,
speaking of which,
I'm,
now he's doing announcing and the post shows and all that kind of stuff.
True commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah. And I'm gonna people in the comments, I'm gonna recommend some moments and matches of Booker T. I can go check out to get a better feel for him. His best of 7 series of matches with Chris Benoit in 1998 in WCW, not the WWE one. Go back to the WCW one with 7 matches, and it was all for the TV title.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
About
yes.
wrestling.
And actually,
check
that's one of the few that I actually watched because I had a Booker T DVD that I bought for like $3 when I was just kind of scavenging for DVDs and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy a Booker T DVD for $3.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And check out his match with Triple H at WrestleMania 19, even though Book lost.
That's
Booker
probably,
T's story, his story carried that feud.
yeah.
If this guy remember that. And his match against John Cena at No Mercy in 05, and his match against The Rock in SummerSlam in 2001. And like West said, Heat versus the Steiners.
And
Huge part of the invasion angle.
and also I have one more matchup that I would recommend for the viewers to watch. Is also Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett for the world title. When Booker T, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but check that match out. Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett for the world title.
I got one thing to add before we wrap up on Booker T.
If 25 years, come on, spoil it.
Hey, I'll say I'll say when
I mean, it's the same thing as a movie that, like, if no one saw The Godfather, like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything to spoil it.
Yeah, I want to add one more thing before we Jamal wrap up with Booker T. Talk about a lot of these great matches. Like Mike said, Booker T was very versatile. So if you're more of an entertainment fan or you're more into the entertainment, you gotta go and see Stone Cold and Booker T segment at the supermarket.
Oh yes.
You have to check out any segment with Booker T and Goldust was a tag team. Any backstage segment, for real, completely entertaining, hilarious. You really see the personality of Booker.
I mean, honestly, like, the whole King Booker thing had me dead on a weekly basis. Like, That was the funniest shit I have ever seen in wrestling. Fucking pinky in the air and everything. That dude sold it. Like
Then you used to have that smile on his face, and,
it,
you know.
it is way fucking perfect too. Like just yelling, "Oh hell, King!"
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he's
shit
like,
was.
yeah.
That shit was March 1997, WCW Saturday Night. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Mm.
Then he did the
Hey, Jeff,
yeah. He did the I'm not.
Stevie Ray didn't even sell it. He ain't even sell it. Yeah,
Sherry tried to hold it down.
yeah. That's why I say his promo felt real, man. But John, who you got, man?
So my top five is really no particular order. I'm gonna start off with Jeff Hardy though. Um,
Ooh.
Jeff Hardy has always been one of my favorites since I was a kid. The Hardy Boys and any list, if anybody ever asks me about, there's a lot of tag teams that I love and I respect. You feel me? I have a top five, I have a top 10. My favorite tag team will always be the Hardy Boys. And Jeff, like so many others, you feel me, especially around at that age, Jeff just stood out more to me. Now I see how important Matt was to the Hardy Boys as well. You feel me? Now that I'm older and you know, and I've seen his work and what he's done behind the scenes, but Jeff always stood out to me. Like Jeff was just that dude that had no fear. You feel me? And it wasn't technical. I wouldn't even say it was like high flying. It was more high risk. Like he was a high
Yeah,
flyer. You got guys like Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio and Juventud and stuff that's doing this stuff with position. You feel me? You know, where Jeff Hardy was abandonment, you know? And
Yeah,
I always respected that. I always loved that about Jeff Hardy. And what really, and you know, I'm gonna get to the matches, but what really had won me over with Jeff Hardy was that match on Raw, that ladder match on Raw against the Undertaker.
Ooh, yes, yes.
yeah, yeah.
From then on, I was like, "Yo, this is my favorite wrestler." And then I took a little break off of wrestling. I wasn't watching it for a little while. So when I started, I remember I'm flipping through the channels and stuff like that, and Jeff Hardy come out with the WWE Championship, and I'm like, "Hold up, Jeff Hardy, the WWE Champion?" And watching again and stuff like that. Jeff has always been the underdog, and I
Oh
always
yeah,
rock with underdogs. If anybody know me in my life, I've always rocked with the underdogs. I've always been the underdog. I'm still an underdog. And in that moment in time, for my age and my love of professional wrestling, he outside of Stone Cold, Jeff Hardy was like the main spokesperson for me for the underdog. You know,
oh yeah.
that was my boy, man, the charismatic enigma. You feel me? Um,
Yes, sir.
championships. You feel me? Like Intercontinental champion, um, tag team champion, multiple time tag team champion, two-time world champion, one-time WWE champion. You know, like
Yep.
who would have thought Jeff Hardy would be a world champion, WWE champion? You feel me? And another reason why I respect the hell out of Jeff Hardy is because you know his issues outside of the ring, that addiction that he fought through, you know, and it was a hard battle. It was a strong battle. We us as the fans didn't even know he was battling it until you know everything came to light and stuff like that. Especially that what was it at TNA West? You know what I'm talking about. He had that match with Sting, which
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
I
just Jeff, it was just a bad look. It was horrible. But Jeff fought through that. And Jeff
it
came
was
back.
a sacrifice.
Yeah. But he fought through that. He came back, you feel me? And he shined. Like, I'm gonna always have love and respect for Jeff Hardy. And when it comes to these matches, Well, that's pretty much what I got to say. If y'all want to add anything, and then I'll go to the matches.
Wes, what you want to add?
Well, about the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy, he ooh, I like him. I'll put Jeff Hardy like in my top 15. Um, he's a great in-ring superstar to me, and I like his in-ring work. I like his feud with CM Punk on the world title.
Yeah.
Yes, and I want to I don't take from my man's from his pick, but also another match that sticks out to me about Jeff Hardy is WrestleMania, the TLC matchup.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 17, which
Yes,
is
yes,
I
yes.
don't say, but I know a lot of people regarded that as one of the greatest WrestleManias of all.
Yeah. To me, that matchup stole the show.
Mm-hmm.
That was the PWI match of the year in 2001.
Yeah.
I bet. The fuck is that?
Mike, you fuck with Jeff Hardy?
I mean, he's definitely not one of my favorites. I always, like obviously, like the big thing in the '90s was that tag team division with the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and I was like one of the few people that was always rocking with the Dudley Boys. Um, you know, get into that in another time, but that's like how I always remember Jeff Hardy. I don't think I was ever like really a fan, but much respect, and I think I want to say like I agree with what John says. It wasn't like it was less high flying and more death defying. It was
Yeah.
more he was putting his body on the line, kind of like a Mick Foley would, but
Yeah.
more in terms into the high flying style.
Yep.
Yeah. I fuck with Jeff Hardy, man. He right outside my top 10, maybe in my top 25. I fuck with Jeff. Like Jeff, he loved wrestling, man. He goes so far back with wrestling. He was wrestling underage back in 1995 as
Yep.
enhancement team, fighting guys like Yokozuna, fighting guys like Razor Ramon. But he was a fucking nobody. He was a 17-year-old kid. You know what I mean?
Lying about his age too.
Not on his resume. Jeff and Matt, both of them together was great, man. 2000, the Hardy Boys were the best tag team in the world, according to PWI. It was the number one tag team in 2000. And what John said that earlier, his match with The Undertaker, that was 2002. Jeff had an incredible year that year. He was the 9th best wrestler in 2002 out of 500 wrestlers. In 2008, when Jeff won the world title, he was the 16th best wrestler out of 500. 2009, he was the 7th best wrestler in 2009. So Jeff, I mean, late 90s, early 2000s, man, Jeff was that kid, man.
Yeah, because Jeff, we saw ourselves in Jeff in some shape, form, or fashion. It's like we saw ourselves in Jeff Hardy. Jeff, a lot of people probably wouldn't say this, and I'm actually thinking this right now. It's debatable, but Austin was so relatable. Jeff was that much relatable as well. I believe that's why he was so popular. Reckless. Yeah. And then, like you said, look at that era. Look at that time frame, right? 99, 2000, 2001, like rebel spirit for real. Rebel spirit for real. And Jeff embodied that rebel spirit. Championship rings, 2-time WWE champion, 2-time World Heavyweight champion, 5-time WWE Intercontinental champion, 3-time Hardcore champion, 1-time European champion, 1-time Light Heavyweight champion, World Tag Team champion 6 times, mostly with Matt, TNA Impact World champion 3 times, TNA World Tag Team champion 2 times. Like, Jeff has, Jeff done did his thing. Matches that I would definitely Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, Triangle Ladder match, WrestleMania 2000. Same guys, WrestleMania 17, 2001 TLC match. That's the one that lives in the annals of wrestling history, especially WWE, where Edge speared Jeff dangling in midair on the belts. You feel me? And like watching it live,
Yeah. Oh,
I'm seeing them. Now we don't seen this spot before, right? We don't seen, wrestlers hanging on to what's the name? We done
Yeah.
seen it before, but watching it live, I see Edge creeping up the ladder, and I see Edge turn around. I'm like, nah, he not. You feel me?
Right. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. And then the way Edge came up, Jeff withdrew. That took Jeff out the match. Then it was a wrap for him.
Yeah. I want to say I think it was. No.
He
Wasn't
was
I'm saying because
right?
he had another spot in the match where he swanton bomb
And
Bubba
both.
Ray through the table. I'm saying through the ladder.
All right. So that's
Yeah, that
one,
was that
right?
match where it was, oh my god, every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like me and Jamal brought up Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker ladder match on Raw, July 2002. Now this one is so important. I would say go watch it because I would say this is at the point where you could see anybody could probably look at this segment and see how the fans is behind them. You got Jim Ross, JR, greatest commentator in my opinion, greatest commentator of all time. With his signature, you feel me? Do it, kid. Make yourself famous.
Hey,
You feel
watch
me?
that match. Yeah.
You know,
Man,
like
level, man. Jim Ross made that.
you feel me? You get what I'm saying? Like you could just see in the way the crowd is so hyped. Me and my brother, we wilding, watching this live. We wilding.
Yeah.
But he didn't win. But now, as an adult, when you look back at that, I can see this is the moment where Vince was probably like, "We got something here. We got something here with Jeff. We could have something going with Jeff right here." Because I feel like that match in that moment, it showed that Jeff could be a lot more than just a tag team specialist. You feel me?
Yes.
Jeff Hardy versus Triple H at Edge, Armageddon 2008. That's when he won his first championship. So that's a very important match as well. And that's pretty much what I got. Y'all got any matches y'all want to add? Any one of y'all favorites? Jeff, y'all have any?
I got a matchup for you. Sunday Night Heat. Triple H versus Jeff Hardy for the IC title when Jeff Hardy won the IC title from Triple H.
That's when Triple H and Stone Cold was on.
Yes.
Yeah, two-man power trip.
Yeah, two-man power trip, yeah.
Yep.
That's a good one. I recommend Jeff Hardy versus Rob Van Dam, SummerSlam 2001. When they made was it for the hardcore title?
It was for the hardcore title, I believe.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
I remember correctly. Yeah.
Rob Van Dam versus Jeff Hardy, a hardcore match. A ladder was involved. SummerSlam 2001. It's a good match.
Right. I would say when I'm doing this Invention Time.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the invasion. I'd have to look back.
That was around the invasion.
It was during the invasion.
It was during the invasion?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that was like a year after. Okay. Yeah, because our video was one of the ones that stayed for a while.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam for Chris Benoit in 2002 SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title. Yeah, this is 01. But yeah, shouts out to Jeff Hardy, man. You know, shit. Wes, what you got?
Man, with my order, I'm going from number 5 to number 1. And my number 5 superstar is Oz, aka Big Daddy Cool Diesel, aka Big Sexy, aka Kevin Nash, one of the founding fathers of the NWO. And also, he's a former bodyguard of Shawn Michaels. Yeah, he helped Shawn Michaels win the IC title, and also too, he's also is a former Intercontinental champion. He beat Razor Ramon for this title on Superstars, and
Okay.
he's also he also is a former champion with Shawn Michaels. He won belt twice with Shawn Michaels. He beat Yokozuna and Owen Hart for second title.
You must be talking about Big Daddy Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was in a feud with Shawn Michaels. He was also in a feud with Triple H. A feud with Goldberg.
Squashed. What's his name?
Squash Pole. He was in a feud with the Big Show.
Yeah.
Backlund. Squash Bob Backlund.
Yes.
For the world
In
title.
13 seconds. For the world title.
Vince was wrong for that.
After Bob Backlund beat Bret Hart for the world title at Survivor Series, then in Madison Square Garden, Big Daddy Cool Diesel won the world title. At a house show.
Big Daddy Cool. Yeah, people sleep on Big Daddy Cool, man. From 93 to 95, 96, like that boy can move, man. I seen him do a shoulder tackle where he spent. You know what I'm saying? He's underrated as far as a big man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably because of longevity, then he hurt his knees, so after that you couldn't really tell. But 93 and 95, shit.
I actually think that's what overshadows it. All his work and his ability, back in his day, because his injuries has become a joke, a punchline. You feel me? Like it's a go-to punchline.
It's become a meme, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like a straight up meme. So that really overshadows his work and what he was doing in his time. I mean, because Diesel was the coolest motherfucker there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And believe it or not,
Super Shredder and Ninja Turtles too.
Yep. And he played the Russian in the Punisher, the Thomas Jane one. I think 2004 it dropped. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 04, 06, something like that.
He played the Russian.
But yeah, believe it or not, going back to the PWI awards, like Kevin Nash was so good. Believe it or not, Kevin Nash was the best wrestler in the world out of 500 wrestlers in 1995. 1995, Kevin Nash was the best wrestler in the world. It's fact. Followed by Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Sting, and Sabu was the top 5 in 1995. Think about that.
Ooh,
I didn't know Sabu was that high.
Some hitters.
That's good.
And when I
good hitters.
And remember, people in the comments, when I reference these PWI awards, it's 500 motherfuckers listed.
Yeah. He made
keep that in mind too, people in the comments. Kevin Nash is number 1. There's 499 motherfuckers that was lower than Kevin Nash in '95.
More than that, 'cause it's only top 500.
Facts.
Um, yeah, I
No.
think if I was to add a match, it would definitely be him, or more so a feud, I guess. Him versus Triple H when he returned back in what was it, like 2004.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This one
Yeah,
Triple H was the real kick. Yeah.
then he had a feud with Punk too, right?
Um,
yeah. I don't think like
no,
I
I
think that
don't think
was
that was.
yeah. I think that one kind of fell short a little bit in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it did. He got injured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All I remember from that storyline was like the whole cell phone thing.
that
And
shit,
it was like,
that shit was weak, yo. CM
I'm
Punk
saying,
shit.
right.
I'm saying, all I remember from that was that CM Punk had 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 paintbrush Kevin Nash's face.
And shit. I mean, yeah. I recommend a couple matches before I hand it off to Mike about Kevin Nash. You guys really want to see how good of a worker Kevin Nash was? Go watch his match against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 9. No, excuse me,
What was it?
WrestleMania 10. No, fuck, I'm tripping. WrestleMania 11. That was 95. And go watch
Yeah,
his
I was
match
saying that.
against Bret Hart.
Yeah,
Bret Hart Survivor
that
Series
paintbrush kid
95.
with Patterson, when he came out the kid, and also what I remember seeing is the night that wrestling that WCW went in turmoil was when it was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall versus Sting, Lex Luger, and Macho Man, and the mystery tag team partner was Hulk Hogan.
All right,
Yep,
Mike.
and then,
And also let the add the 13-second beatdown between Kevin Nash versus well, Diesel versus Bob Backlund for the world title, and that's the Square Garden.
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah,
Poor Bob Backlund.
world title match. Yeah, Mike, who you got, bro?
All right, I'm kind of going in no particular order. I think I kind of have this guy either three or four. It's kind of hard to determine like that fine of a grain, but a guy that really innovated the way wrestling is today, Rob Van Dam.
Ooh,
Rob Van Dam is like he may not have had the greatest promo skills. He may not. He had some memorable feuds, but maybe not some memorable stories. But in the ring, he was so good. He was so crisp. He had it all, and he was such an innovator. He was such an innovator. I think it's like the biggest thing about it. It's like you really think about who started like all the springboard moves, who started using chairs as um props in the middle of the ring with the help of Bill Alfonso. It's like everything this guy did was completely new to the game in 1996 when he started doing it. Um, TV
Yeah,
champion for over 2 years. Came to the WWE, and there was the hardcore movement behind him, and one of the biggest moments in wrestling history when he won the championship against John Cena
yeah.
in his
oh, the
W1
one
night
night
stand.
stand.
Yeah, Um, so it's like I think like Rob Van Dam gets forgotten on these like top lists, but I mean, he has like one of the biggest moments in wrestling history. He has one of the most lengthy title reigns. Um, you'll hear between
Yeah,
and just there's a reason they called it five star frog splash, and it's just like everything that guy did was 5 star.
Yeah, I do
Yes.
And I think
like that.
obviously him versus Jerry Lynn, uh, him versus Sabu. But if I could pinpoint one match to go back to, I mean, the obvious is the John Cena match. You got to check that out as a wrestling fan if you don't know what that is. Him
yeah,
versus Jerry Lynn at Living Dangerously 97. Probably one of the greatest matches of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely recommend that matchup myself too for the fans of the. I would say them two. They rivalry over over the TV title was was legendary in ECW.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam,
Robin, yeah.
that always stuck out. Go ahead, Jamal.
No, I was going to say Rob Van Dam, man. He definitely was a beast, man. He was so good, man. He was the best wrestler in the world in 2002. PWI 500 put him the best wrestler in 2002. Like, bro was so good, man. Like, he was always inside the top 30. His whole career, he was always inside the top 30 in the PWI. That's how good he
Yeah,
was. And, it's ironic. One of my favorite
yeah,
RVD matches is RVD versus Eddie Guerrero on Raw
Oh,
2002 for the Intercontinental title. It was a ladder match. And that was the best match in 2002 as well, PWI. And the fan had came in,
yeah.
pushed the ladder and shit. But besides that, it was a good match.
Yeah, like I kind of agree with that 2002 ranking, but it's kind of surprising because I kind of feel like he was in his prime in 1997. Even though he was only the television champion, like the television champion was the belt that was getting defended every week. The world title always had this big, intricate story behind it where you weren't going to see a match for like a good month or two.
Yeah, but who was he
So he really was the
seven
who
though? You know, who was he?
who was the champion of it. It was usually
the
either Taz,
franchise.
Raven, Sandman,
I'm
like
talking.
kind of flowed between all of them at that
I'm
time.
talking about like the actual PWI list. You feel me?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh,
Um,
97.
Got
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Jamar, check 97. Where was Rob Van Dam in 97?
1997,
97, 98.
Robert he was ranked 26
97,
in
98.
1997.
What
Yeah,
about
97,
98?
he was ranked 26.
hmm.
Okay.
What about 98?
Give me 1 second.
Because that was that TV title run. Like I said, like he really, made that title the main title of that show during that time.
He was also ranked 26 in 1998.
Oof, robbery.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I get there's a lot of competition in '97, but like, come on,
no, bro,
man was up, man was definitely at least top 2, 3 in ECW.
because in '98, what you got? Austin, Rock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big Show,
Undertaker.
Goldberg, right?
yeah.
But he was always in the top 30 his whole career. That ain't no slouch.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
I got
I just
to
think he could have been ranked a little bit higher in '97, '98 because I mean he was definitely a top 3 guy in ECW.
Oh,
I understand like
I apologize.
you're gonna put a lot of WWF guys and a lot of WCW guys ahead of him, but
I apologize, Mike. He was number 14 in '98.
oh,
Okay.
okay, that sounds a little better.
How you got your like?
I got,
Like
got the
I can
listen.
accept that. It's like you got Stone Cold, you got The Rock. Go
Yeah.
as much as I
Got the
hate saying
listen right
Goldberg,
here real quick. Y'all want to
but
hear the list
anyways,
real quick?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
1998. I'm gonna start from one on down. Steve Austin, Bill Goldberg, Masahiro Musawa, Diamond
Ooh.
Dallas Page, Undertaker, Kendo Kabushi, Booker T, Ken Shamrock, Juicen Liger, Chris Jericho, The Rock, Sting, Tsusami Fujinami, Rob Van Dam, Owen Hart, Randy Savage, Tashaka Kawada, El Hero Del Santo, Chris Benoit, Ultimo Dragon, Kane, Taka Michinoku, Kensuke Sasaki, Triple H, and Juventud Guerrero, top 25.
Wow. Okay, now with that list,
Before Triple H.
right? Yeah. I
damn.
was just about to say the
Well,
same. I'm like,
that was
man.
'98, so it's like he was '98. He was the leader of DX, so it's like he was getting his name out there, but he wasn't really putting it in the ring.
Taka wasn't putting his name out there in no 98 either, I don't think.
But the way the PWI do it, the awards come out in the
Taka
winter
Michinoku?
time. So they do it from the middle of the previous year to the middle of the next year. And the awards come out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Some of them I'm not familiar with a lot of Japanese, but yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Anyone else have anything to add on Rob Van Dam?
No, I'm good.
Man. Legend, man.
You feel me? The whole effing show. You feel me?
That's it. Man.
That's right.
I got a question. No, he not somebody that I recommend should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. All right, back to you, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I thought it was a success. So yeah, Robbie D is in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
He is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he in
I was like, well then, excellent that comment I made. Then I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah. Robbie D definitely in there.
We lose track of things.
Yeah.
We're still in 2004 in our mind. We're like that time traveler.
Talk about 2004. 2004 is a big year for my number 4 candidate. Before I get into it, I want to say first for the people in the comments, it is a controversial pick because, what he did, outside the ring, it was very heinous. We will get into that. But I'm talking about what he did inside the ring. That's what I'm strictly talking about. I can't talk about the outside. We're only talking about the square circle here. So we're talking about just straight wrestling. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there before I deep dive into it. And my number 4 is Chris Benoit, actor from 1985 to 2007. I fuck with Chris Benoit, man. Like, I've been watching Brody since I was 7, 8 years old, man. And watching him like this, I was just so wowed and amazed. Like, I'm a type of wrestling fan. I like a traditional wrestler, a wrestler's wrestler, a grappler. You know what I'm saying? My honorable mention is Dean Malenko. I like Booker. Now Benoit. And y'all gonna hear my other ones later. But, when I watched Benoit wrestle, he was everything to me, bro. Because I like wrestling. I love wrestling. He was pure. His wrestling moves was pure. And he was violent at the same time. Like, especially for my WCW fans, and if you guys want to go back and watch his matches in WCW, he was hungry and focused. He was much more sharper and cleaner in WCW than he was in WAF because injuries, he got bigger. But he was so much more focused like RVD, he's not really known for his promos, not too big on talking. But inside that ring, when Benoit fought, you knew it was no nonsense. It was straight real. It was straight serious when Benoit wrestled. And I love that in a wrestler, man.
Oh
You know what I
yes.
mean? Every match that Benoit been in, because since I'm a fan, I might be biased, but every match I watch him wrestle, it was a war. It was a battle, fight. He was trying to win every fucking match he went into. And I admire shit like that. And he admired his work too, because I'm a fan. He was committed to it. You know what I'm saying? I liked his energy. When Benoit wrestled, it was no wasted motion.
Yeah.
Chop, 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 kick, snap, suplex, German. No wasted motion. Benoit's going to scratch you. And you can tell he was passionate if you watch his matches. You can tell he loved wrestling. And he's an in-ring storyteller. He ain't no promo. He's not The Rock. He's not Road Dogg. He's not Enzo. But he's an in-ring storyteller. And his matches do the talking. That's why I like Benoit. You feel me?
Yep.
I'm gonna run through his accolades real quick before I turn it over. He was a world champion in WWF WrestleMania 20 moment. He's a 3-time tag champion, 3-time US champion, 4-time Intercontinental champion. He won the Rumble at the #1 spot in 2004. He was a WCW champion, 2-time US WCW champion, 3-time tag team champion, 1-time TV champion. He beat Booker T for that TV title. He was a part of the Four Horsemen. He was always ranked in the top 25 throughout his career as far as PWI. And he was in the top 10 in 98, 2001, and 04. You know what I'm saying? So he was always in the top 25. So that shows you Benoit was a wrestler's wrestler. How y'all feel?
Benoit, I mean, Suplex City, like you said, he was going to match with Benoit. You know, I always like his entrance. I like how he was no nonsense, and he was tough. Kurt Angle, Benoit matches,
Ooh.
even matches to this day. For real, that's two pure wrestlers on some who the best type shit. You feel me?
Yeah, Iron Man matchup. Yeah.
Like on some real shit. Chris Benoit was that dude in the ring. Talk about a ring general. You feel me? A mat tactician, skillful. Like you said, Jamal. Like if you that type of fan that you into a match, you definitely got to check out Benoit matches. You know?
Yep.
Yes. Like my two brothers just said, Chris Benoit. I'll say when I first met Chris, when I first started watching Chris Benoit in ECW, he was known as the nickname stuck with him forever, the Crippler, because of the matchup because of the match he had with Sabu. He broke Sabu's neck.
Yep. Started calling him the Crippler after that. That's where the name Crippler came from for the people that don't know.
And I'll say, like they said, I like his intensity when it comes to the ring. And when you step in the ring with Chris Benoit, when you step in the ring with Chris Benoit, you was in the ring for a battle. As they will say, hey, you might as well come with your hard hat and go lunch pill because you been be at work all day long in this matchup. You can go to a matchup.
That man German suplexes was clean.
Yeah.
Clean, man.
Yeah. I listen to Kurt Angle, so, and I love the fact that Kurt Angle always talk about Chris Benoit and put him over. And Kurt Angle always say, man, my career wouldn't be what it was if it wasn't for Chris Benoit. And I love Kurt Angle saying shit like that.
Yep.
Because we forget about him. And Mike, you fuck with Chris?
We can't hear you, brother.
I think you muted, bro.
Yeah, I of course I fuck with Chris Benoit. Like like you said to start the piece. Obviously, like he's more known for the tragedy that happened with him and his family. But I've always been a big believer of separating the artist from the art from the artist, right? It's
Yeah.
like like currently we have the whole P Diddy thing, and it's like all the controversy. It's like, hey, like I still put on a song and enjoy it, no matter what the dude did, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like that. I think there's a lot of good Chris Benoit memories. I think the point that I really started to notice him, I think it was I forget if it was WrestleMania or not, but it was him, Chris Jericho, and Kurt Angle in a triple threat match for the European and Intercontinental title.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
2000.
that was a fucking match.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania 2000. Yeah, like I'm 90% sure it was WrestleMania.
Yeah, you're right. It's WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, big shout out to Chris
definitely.
Benoit, one of the best technical wrestlers of all time.
Of all time.
And a few Chris Benoit moments and matches I need guys to check out was his match against Chris Jericho at the Royal Rumble 2001. Great classic. His match against Daniel Malenko at Hog Wild 1996. Straight classic. And John, you like Daniel Bryan? I know you all love the Malenko versus Benoit match in Hog Wild 96. I bet every dollar I have you gonna love that match, bro. You feel me? His match against Bash at the Beach 96 was known for the birth of the NWO. But on the undercard, we had Chris Benoit versus Kevin Sullivan on that undercard at Bash 96. And that was a hell of a match too, no disqualification match. Good ass match. And Kevin Sullivan is kind of underrated. My old heads know about Sullivan. He a goat.
Didn't they?
Huh?
They had real heat backstage, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of Nancy Sullivan, whatever you want to call her. Like you guys said, his match against Kurt Angle at Royal Rumble 2003. I listened to the Kurt Angle show, and Kurt Angle himself said that's his best match of his career against Chris Benoit at Rumble 03. Harlem Heat versus Benoit Malenko was some good matches. And my Japanese wrestling fans and people in the comments, you might be familiar with something in New Japan called the J Cup.
Yeah.
And this big ass tournament they had every year. And you win that motherfucker, you big news. Ask Finn Balor, because he won it too.
Yeah.
But 1994, Chris Benoit won the J Cup. And that was the first one because it was hosted by Jushin Thunder Liger. And in that tournament, Chris Benoit beat, and these are good matches, check them out. In that tournament, he beat the names like Black Tiger, who's Eddie Guerrero. He beat the Great Susaki, and he beat Masahiro Chono, all in that same tournament to win that shit. All three good-ass matches. But Chris Benoit was under a mask then called Wild Pegasus.
Wild Pegasus.
Pegasus, okay. I was just about to ask him, like, he had a different name at that time.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was. Wild Pegasus, yeah.
He was Tiger Man.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero was Black Tiger.
Yep.
Yeah, no, my favorite promo when he won the world belt at WrestleMania 20, and it's not a memorable promo like Dusty's. It don't stand out. They don't use it in clips. But when Benoit won that world title, you can see on his face, man,
yeah.
He was proud of that moment. You feel me? He really wanted it. He was like, I've been through it all. I scratched, I clawed, I earned this.
Yeah.
Just one simple sentence. That sentence hit. You feel me?
They on the bag years after year after year. And he's finally reached the mountain. You feel
19
me?
years. 19 years.
Then Eddie came out, tried real.
Unscripted.
You feel me? Yeah, that's actually my favorite WrestleMania moment ever. Actually,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, well deserved, man. Yeah, shit. Who you got, Brody?
I guess it's only fitting to go with Eddie Guerrero. Y'all, for real, man. Y'all already know how I feel about Eddie, man. Like Eddie was just that dude, man. Like, I it's not like I don't know the dude, right? Never met him, never spoke to him, anything. I bet my last dollar, like he one of them dudes that you look at, you just start laughing. You know, he had
Yeah.
personality, and Eddie was so versatile. You feel me? Eddie could
Yep.
entertain you. Eddie could give you that technical match that you love, right? Eddie could be a vicious heel. Eddie could be the underdog, loved babyface. You feel me? Like Eddie checked every single box, like real talk. And he another one of those that grinded. He came from a wrestling family, you know. Guerreros came from a wrestling family, and he was doing this for a real long time, man. He was one of the dudes in WCW, that cruiserweight division. Everybody
Yep.
know about the cruiserweight division in WCW, yo. His matches with Rey Mysterio. You know, I ain't talking about the WWE ones. I'm talking about the WCW ones. You feel me?
Yeah.
How many Havoc and all of that. Like,
Oh my goodness.
you feel me? Like, Eddie was that dude. Eddie could give you whatever you wanted. Him in China. Come on, man. Him and China was like so official. Like the way that they meshed together and how it went. And then he got off his La Cheat Still gimmick. Eddie was that dude, man. Then he beat Brock, No Mercy, 2004. I mean, No Way Out, 2004. Won his first WWE championship and became the first Mexican, right? Mexican born WWE champion. Two-time United States champion, two-time Intercontinental champion, four-time tag team champion, two-time European champion, one-time cruiserweight champion, WCW cruiserweight, and United States champion. Like one of his best moments, obviously, was beating Brock. But well, I always liked Eddie Guerrero. But what won me over was that the addiction promo. You feel me? Before he went in to Brock, like that promo, I still go back and watch that promo sometimes because
yeah. I would say me too.
Eddie put
Yep.
all the cards on the table, man. Like, and I always say, like, wrestling is official. Pro wrestling is official. You got your matches, right? You got these characters, larger than life characters, these dark and mysterious characters, so many different variations, right? And personalities. But when you can blend reality with that kayfabe, when you could pull that back a little bit, which have been done a lot, but that
Yeah.
promo, I would say is the best. Like if we teach in the class, right, and we trying to tell people how to blend reality with wrestling during the promo, that's the promo that I'm gonna play over and over and drill into their heads. Because Eddie had everybody hyped like he always do, right? Everybody cheering for Eddie, blah 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 blah. But you could literally hear the crowd get quiet, like literally quiet, as he really spitting that facts, that real talk to Brock. And Brock could barely motherfucking stay in character. You feel me? Like so Eddie gonna always be my one of my top picks, man. That celebration, you know, at WrestleMania 20 with Chris Benoit. That's one of that's my favorite moment in WrestleMania history ever. To see them two, how far they came, and both of them champions. You know, like what's up, man? Won the 2004 Royal Rumble qualifier match. His line cheating still era. I like, yeah, for real. I liked him with Chavo. right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And we got the he started the I'm Your Poppy. You feel me? With the Dom and Dom now, right? Look how Dom. We're gonna talk about Dom too, but that's gonna be later. But like, you can still see the influence of Eddie Guerrero to this day, and Dom and Sasha Banks. You feel me? Even Rhea Ripley started doing the right. You
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
them they doing the Three Amigos and stuff like that. Pete, they still paying tribute to Eddie Guerrero to this day. Yo, Bad Bunny, right? He showing up in WWE and having matches and stuff like that. That was Eddie. That was his favorite wrestler, Eddie Guerrero. So Eddie gonna always be in my top 5 for real, man. Real talk. Like he was everything. He could do it all. I
Yeah.
don't get that much better than Eddie Guerrero. It's very few. It's very few.
Fact.
Oh yeah. I'll say
How you feel about
my brother Joe. He basically covered half. He basically covered all his bases about Eddie. Uh, uh, uh Me, I'll say I've been a fan of Eddie. I've been a fan of Eddie as well. And when he first won the world title, yeah, and when he won, I'll say I felt that I felt the emotion with Eddie when he won the world title.
Yeah.
Like him fighting his addiction and and him going through his dark times at the time, at that period of time. I felt his emotion doing the promo that he did with Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
I felt, I'll say, I felt that I was on the journey with Eddie when he won that real title.
Yeah. Yeah. You fuck with Eddie, Mike?
Oh, of course. Oh, no. How can you not? I mean, like, I think everything was pretty well covered. I think it's like when I think of Eddie, mostly it's just like that in-ring storytelling, the the propping of the chair and acting like he's knocked out, and
The Eddie
like
spot.
really like yeah,
Right, the Eddie spot.
like really like like selling that aspect of the match, and it's like just the perfect execution of getting the crowd involved in his antics. And I
And
think
yo,
that's like something that you can't really learn. You just have to have it or you don't.
and adding on to the Eddie spot, props to Kevin Dunn because what used to really get me was like when Eddie, like once Eddie look, he see the ref down, he see this, and then he just looks right into the hard cam with that
Yeah,
dumbass grin on his face. You
Right,
feel
right.
me? And it's like,
yeah.
yeah, like for real.
Yeah.
And it's like that awareness of like where that camera is, like where he's gonna yeah.
Yeah, like turn to look right into it, like I said, man, technical wrestling genius. He's up there with the Benoits, the Malenkos, and stuff like that. High flying ability, crazy frog splash. You feel me? Charisma off the chart. Everybody know Eddie had that charisma, man. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was such a good dude, man. Such a good wrestler. You know what I'm saying? He got the frog splash from his partner, Art Bar, who passed away. He paid homage to him and made the frog splash one of the most exciting moves in wrestling. He probably got a top 2 frog splash. Some debate between Eddie and RVD.
yeah.
As far as frog splashes, both of them was great. But
Montez Ford got a pretty decent one too. He gets some hype.
cool.
Montez Ford.
Yeah. He take it to another level. I like D'Lo Brown too.
Yeah, D'Lo Browns. Yep. See, D'Lo Brown was
Yep.
I like the Val Venus, even though it was a splash. But going back to Eddie, man.
Yeah,
I
it is
love
wrong
Eddie.
splash. They just a regular splash.
He got the height though. But
yeah.
look, man, Eddie, I love him, man. A couple of my favorite matches from Eddie, WrestleMania 19, Los Guerreros, Eddie and Chavo Guerrero versus the world's greatest tag team, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Cross
Ooh,
versus Chris
yeah.
Benoit and Rhino. A 3-team tag team match. All the motherfuckers was workers. That was the best match of WrestleMania 19, in my opinion. Probably one of the greatest tag team matches I ever seen, bro. They been on a clinic in that jank. And of course, like John mentioned earlier, I like Halloween Havoc 97, 98, my bad. Guerrero versus Mysterio. Mysterio had that full body purple outfit on, infamous. And Eddie was a big. Some people might in the comments might not know Eddie started the LWO. This shit didn't start in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah. WCW, and Ray was a part of that one too. So Ray was in 2 versions of the LWO. That was an Eddie thing. People might not know that.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that dude was good, man.
He's on one of the real. I ain't gonna lie, his death hit hard, yo, for real.
Yeah.
I ain't even know the man. I ain't even know the man. I'd be the first one to say it, but that shit kind of hit me, for real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would say those 2 deaths that y'all Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, they deaths hit me hard.
Oh, I forgot to mention too. My bad. 2004, Chris Benoit was the best wrestler in the world according to PWI, and guess who was number 2?
Eddie.
Number 1 and 2 in 2004. 2 wrestlers in the world, man.
That's all I got with Eddie, man. Rest in peace, Latino Heat.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah. We got what?
Well, my next superstar, I should say pick, my next superstar is Freakzilla, aka Big Papa Pump, better known as Scott Steiner. At first, he was when he first started, he was a tag team wrestler with his brother Rick Steiner.
Yeah.
And they had some, as a tag team, they had some matchups with the Andersons, Ole and R. Anderson. They had matchup with the Nasty Boys. They had matchup with Harlem Heat, the Outsiders. They had matchups against the Legion of Doom, the Natural Disasters, Demolition, and then he left his brother, and he went on his own and became a singles wrestler. He's a TV champion. He's a world champion.
Yep.
He beat Booker T for the world title.
Yep.
He's
he's a mathematician.
Yeah, and also I signed a man.
Holla if you hear me.
Yeah, move over Lenny Powerful. He was a real genius.
That's with for people in the comments. That's a little inside joke amongst wrestlers fans. Let's go to YouTube.
Well, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead, Mike. I can't recite
I
it.
I was just about to say the same thing you were gonna say. Just go YouTube Steiner Math.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the first thing that pops up.
Yeah. If you want to get a good laugh.
Yeah.
The most confusing yet most satisfying thing you'll see today.
Yeah,
I'll say all you do is type in sign a mail and it should pop up on the it's up on the TNA promo.
yeah,
Yeah.
He did on Samoa Joe.
Okay.
yeah. Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle was a three-way match, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I always like Scott Steiner, man. I'm a bigger fan of the Steiner brothers than
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scott
Yeah.
Steiner.
too.
But yeah, it's ironic. One of my favorite Scott Steiner matches is the Steiner brothers versus Sting and Lex Luger from Super Brawl
Ooh,
1981. And guess
ooh,
what?
thank you for bringing that up for me. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Super Brawl 1991. Steiners versus Sting and Lex Luger. I dare y'all to go watch it. And guess what, y'all? That was the best match in 1991, according to PWI.
Okay.
And also, according to PWI, the best tag team in the world in 1990 and 93 was the Steiner brothers. And
Can
Scott Steiner and the Steiners, they were so good in the early 90s. Scott Steiner was number 6, the 6th best wrestler in the world in 91 in the tag team. That's how good he was, man.
Yeah.
Pre-injury.
What I would add about Scott Steiner is, the Steiner Bros are especially the 1993 WWF where they had a very shallow roster, and they were kind of like one of the main components of that very early era of Raw. They didn't
Yep.
really have too many people to work against. It was a lot of like here to take on tomorrow tag teams, a lot of here to take on tomorrow gimmicks. But they were definitely like the highlight of that first year of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They had a couple of good teams they worked against. They worked against the Hair Shrinkers, the Beverly Brothers, if
Yeah,
y'all remember them, the Fabulous Rougeos,
every brother?
yeah, and but then like you also had like what was that the Canadian team that Jim Cornette brought in, and like they had to
All
like
the go
face each
are
other
you
in
talking
like
the Quebecers?
Canadian
The
roles.
Quebecers.
The Quebec.
the
I mean, they were
Quebecers.
like I don't know, they weren't good, but it was just like oh, like we were just kind of getting out of that gimmick era, and I think we were like ready for something new with guys like Shawn Michaels and everything coming into play.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they were one of the highlight of that year to me.
yeah. Scott Steiner, he was always in the top 100, even though it might not sound too good, but that's good. He was always in the top 100 in
Yeah,
his career as far as
Yeah,
PWI.
yeah, yeah.
Even when he was big Papa Pump in the later years, that was after the injury. If you notice, he slowed down when he was Papa Pump,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but that was after his injury. But shouts out to Scott Steiner, man. Mike,
That's
who you
all.
got?
oh, I think this is a hard one because um, he kind of had a short career, but um, when you talk about just like overall greatness, Yokozuna.
Ooh.
Yoko and mostly like I'm a big believer of believability, right? I mean, the man's like 500 pounds. He's just this giant sumo wrestler. Um, it's like the psychology of like who can really beat him, who can even, move this guy.
Yeah.
And then it's like, despite his size, like the way he moves, it's like he's 300 pounds less than he actually is.
Yep.
And I mean, obviously, like Mr. Fuji played a huge part of, selling the character and everything, but it's like he really got into his role. Like he's obviously like he's part of the Samoan dynasty that, you see that's talked about so prevalently on today's
Yeah.
program. So he was a Samoan guy playing a sumo wrestler from Japan, and like the biggest memory I think I have of Yokozuna and uh goes with my telling his character is when he did the USS Constitution challenge
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
where everyone tried to slam him. They had basketball
Yeah.
players, football players, wrestlers, and
Yeah.
there was a point in the show where they stopped to take like a Yokozuna stopped to take a break, and they had him in the ring, and he just ate an entire giant bowl of rice in front of everyone while he took his break.
Yo, was he the first WWF champion in the family?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
He
can't
yeah,
was.
got it before him.
pretty sure.
Yeah. I'll say,
Yeah, because most of his ancestors were,
yeah, he
most
was
of his
very,
family before that were like tag teams and yeah,
I think the first
enhancement talent, so to speak.
heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he the first one.
The,
He
ori-
the
the,
first
ori-
one.
the original tribal chief, as I call him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Yoko was so
Yeah,
good. He was so underrated in the ring. Like, even if people who not familiar with him, go Google a picture of him, man. See, look how big that man was. And he was so good
yeah.
for a man of that
Yeah.
size, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. Like,
And I think you kind of said it, like just look at a picture of him, and it's like you will just like be amazed just by looking at him. Like, holy shit, that's a big bastard.
I
Yeah.
think breaking up.
yeah. And a couple of my favorite
Me,
matches from Yoko, man. Hopefully, both of them against the
Internet. Oh
Undertaker.
my God. Internet going bad. Oh, here we go. Here you go, Mike.
Yokozuna versus Undertaker from Survivor Series,
Mm-hmm.
and Yoko versus Undertaker versus Royal Rumble. And Yoko was so good, man. He was the fifth best wrestler in the world in 1993. In 1994, he didn't do too shabby because he was the 11th best wrestler in the world in 1994. In 93 and 94 was definitely Yoko's best
mm,
years as a worker. He started gaining weight in 95,
yeah.
96. That's what put him
Yeah.
in a tag team going on hard to hide that, But before the
Now I'm
weight
curious,
gain, Yoko was definitely a beast in the ring.
sorry, I'm curious, who's ahead of Yoko in those years? Because you said he's like 4 and 5.
1993, he was the fifth best wrestler.
Yeah,
I can tell you in
Okay.
1 second. So
I'm
the
thinking
top
like
wrestler,
maybe Bret Hart's in there, maybe Hulk Hogan's
yeah,
in there.
Bret Hart #2, Razor Ramon, Bret Hart, Rick Steiner, Undertaker, top four.
Wow.
Okay.
Rick up
1990,
there? Okay.
1993. And after that, Yoko, Lex Luger, Steve Austin, Dean Malenko, Shawn Michaels, Benoit.
Hmm.
And this was 93. Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm choosing to think like cause right. Okay. Right. They going okay. His tag team run. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I think it was, what was it, 1990 when he faced Hogan?
93, 93.
No, I was saying
Was that
in
93?
1990, Hulk Hogan was against in 90 that was against
That was
Sergeant
Ultimate
Slaughter.
Warrior.
Yeah, because
Oh, right.
Yoko didn't debut. He
Indeed.
didn't debut till late 92. He beat Hogan in King of the Ring 93. Sent Hogan to WCW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He came and debuted and rose through the ranks real quick. Yoko was a beast, man. Hey, John, how you fuck with Yoko?
Of course, man. I used to always be amazed how he used to get his leg up for that sidekick that he used to do. Real, and fast too. Like it'll come fast, like bang. I'm like, damn. But yeah, I rock with Yoko, of course, man.
Yeah. Beast, man. Beast. Yeah.
I remember he was in the Royal Rumble and it was him and Macho Man and Macho Man went for the splash and tried to pin him and Yokozuna just like threw him up from the ground over the
Speaking of Macho Man, I guess my number 3 best wrestler of all time is Macho Man, Randy Savage, active from 1973 to 2000. I fuck with Macho Man. A lot of these guys on my list I've watched since I was a kid in elementary school. I'm talking, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. But besides a tag team I ain't gonna mention right now, and besides Hogan, Randy Savage is one of the first wrestlers I would remember as a young kid watching it on TV. As a 4, 5 years old, watching Randy Savage on TV, like, wow.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, he was so loud and wild, bro. And as a young kid, even to this day, when you go back and watch his late 80s WWF promos, it's just loud, crazy, and wild, bro. It's different. You feel me? Like, he brought drama and madness. Hence, he was the madness in WCW. That's what Randy Savage brought. To me, he was intense. He brought that intensity. I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, his voice, you know what I'm saying? His voice, his outfit, his robes, his hat, the glasses, the swag from the late 80s, 90s, it was unmatched.
For real.
The theme music was the graduation music.
Like how swagged up is that? You feel me?
As a youngin', watching wrestling, you see a lot of wrestling moves and stuff. And now today's wrestling, you got a lot of dives and kicks and moonsaults and two suiciders and shit. But back in the day, a simple elbow drop was different. I saw Macho Man do an elbow drop. That was something different for me. You feel me? Like he was a ring general for real. Even if we watch Savage matches as we get older, you can tell. You hear the shoot interviews and shit like that. He showed me you can be larger than life and technically sound at the same time.
Yeah, that's
what Savage showed me. Like his passion, the way he commanded attention in the ring. He do that little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Randy Savage fought with his heart.
Yeah.
And you can watch any Savage match and see that. You feel me? Like, he was a 2-time WWF champ, 4-time WCW champ, and those world title belts.
Yeah.
He won that Continental belt one time, went on a historic run with that before he dropped it to Ricky Steamboat. He won the King of the Ring in 1987, King Savage. He in the Hall of Fame. He was the best wrestler in the world in 1988. And in 1992, he was the second best wrestler in the world. And both of those years, he won the world title. Think about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For real, man.
To me,
like one of my favorite Savage promos, he was like, he had a whole bunch of coffee creamers too. Go back and watch it, Wes. He said, I am the cream of the crop. You know what I'm saying? And the cream will rise to the top and drop the little creamers and shit, man. Like, come on, man. How y'all feel about Randy?
Hey yo, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Macho Man to me was that dude. Like, especially during that the implosion, the Mega Powers implosion. You feel me? Randy was a hill. I always felt like Randy was right. You feel me? And that
Mhm.
Yeah,
also for real, like real talk. I always felt
Right.
like Randy was right. And that promo, like I love that promo, man. Like, don't get me wrong, disclaimer, he had to be coked up. Cocaine is a hell of a fucking drug. But when he was on Hogan, like, like, and I was out there feeling like a true champion, yeah. And who comes out for no reason at all? You, man. You. I feel him. Hot dog
yeah,
and you feel me? I
yeah.
rock
That's what I say. He brought the drama. He brought the drama, man.
that shit for real, man. Like Macho Man in ring on the mic, charismatic, like real talk. Like I'll end it with this, man. Macho Man was right.
Well,
Facts.
ooh, I'll say Macho Man. I'll say back then I was never on the Macho Man bandwagon, but I got on the bandwagon of Macho Man in the later years,
Yeah,
and watching him wrestle and watch his promos, it's like man, it's like Macho Man drew you into his promos. It's like
yeah,
you felt this promo. I'll say you can see the veins literally popping out of his neck,
Like he was
and
going in for real.
no, that's real shit though. Real shit.
Yeah.
and the Macho Man fuse that that I remember was like I said, the Mega Powers, the one that most stick out the most, but also the the feud he had with Ric Flair or with Miss
Mm,
Elizabeth.
Oh, Miss Elizabeth.
yeah,
Oh my
that
God.
led, that led to the WrestleMania match.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
What you got,
Mike, you
Mike?
fuck with Randy?
I mean, yeah, and I think if I said everything I wanted to say about Randy, we'd be going for another like 3 hours. But um, it's like you like the guy is like synonymous with Slim Jims for a reason. It's like the guy just has that drawn power,
Yep.
just that magnetism, and it's like. I always kind of looked at Macho Man as like who should have been the star over Hogan back in the late '80s.
I
Yeah,
got you. Yep.
he was for a year. I mean, he was one. It was
He
like
he
1A and 1B.
he was, and it's kind of like even if the fans were kind of swaying towards Macho Man, it was still Hulkamania.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why I said
say
it was
would y'all
1A and 1B.
Yeah,
would y'all be doing this exactly? Like it comes in twos, right? Hogan,
yeah,
Randy, Stone Cold, Rock, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Bret
Cena,
Hart, Shawn Michaels.
Brett, Shawn Michaels, Cena, Orton,
I would have
Batista.
said Cena and Batista. Yeah,
Yeah,
Cena and Batista.
yep.
You know, but
Undertaker,
yeah, but
Triple H.
somebody got to be that 1B. And I guess Savage was that 1B. Even for
Yeah.
that year,
Yeah,
he was 1B to Hogan, man, which is not bad, but
Yeah.
right.
in a couple of matches, I'm gonna bless the audience with. If y'all want to get a bigger feel for Randy Savage, his match against Ricky Steamboat, WrestleMania 3.
Oh
Y'all
yes,
already know
yes.
that. 1987 match of the year, according to PWI.
Yeah. That's
His
the
match
WrestleMania
against
right there.
oh yeah, fact, bro. And his match against Ultimate Warrior in WrestleMania 7. And for all you Ultimate Warrior haters out there, it's like, oh, Warrior was trash. Warrior can't wrestle. Warrior was good. Warrior was. Go watch that match, and you can see how Savage put that match together. Savage made Ultimate Warrior look real good in that match. Watch it. And then after that match, he reunited with Miss Elizabeth. That was
Yeah.
one that made fans cry. Wrestling was real. People used to cry in the audience. People don't know that.
That's one of the greatest moments in WWE history, right there, yo. The reunion of Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man, yo.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was after the Warrior match of WrestleMania 7 because Sherry Martel was Randy Savage's valet at the time. And when Savage lost, it was a retirement match. So when Savage lost, Sherry was kicking him like, you ain't shit, motherfucker, you bitch ass. But Liz was in the audience the whole time. Liz popped that guardrail, threw Sherry out. You talk about a World Warrior pop, man. Liz threw Sherry out.
I'm saying, fans, watch
The
that
crowd went
matchup.
nuts.
Yes.
Then you got Randy talking about you. You did that? Like that's you been here? Yeah,
Yeah, he got on his knee. And Savage went into the match as a heel. People don't remember. Savage went into that match as a heel.
Yep.
At the end of that match, at the end, he got on his knee and said, Liz, will you marry me? Man, motherfuckers are crying, bro.
Man,
I'm talking about crying.
Man, it want to drive.
Name 5 wrestlers that make motherfuckers cry. Come on. You know what I mean?
Not a
That
lot.
was rhetorical. But no, seriously though, man. Like, you know, Savage is my guy, man. His matches with Diamond Dallas Page and WCW throughout '97, especially the one Spring Stampede '97.
Yeah.
That was the feud of the year '97. Savage and DDP. The WrestleMania 4 match, Savage versus Ted DiBiase for the world title. That was a last match in the finals. Good ass match. Underrated gem. Savage versus Bret Hart. Saturday night main event, 1992, when Bret was the world champion. Talk about a fucking wrestling match, nigga. And Savage and Mr. Perfect versus Razor Ramon and Ric Flair. Survivor Series '92.
Yeah.
It wasn't Tokyo Dome 5-star, but that was a fun match though. You know? Yeah, shout out to Randy Savage, man.
Man,
So,
rest in peace, man.
Yeah. So with mine, I'm gonna go next with the only man in professional wrestling history to win a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. If you live by his 3 eyes, you'll be okay. Integrity, and intelligence. It's true. It's true.
It's damn true.
It's damn true. I'm going with Kurt Angle, man. Like Kurt Angle is definitely in my top 5. You know, like I mean, this dude, to me, I would say probably to a lot of other people too. I think they would agree, but he checks off every box. And his rookie year, like his colleagues even said it, he took to it like a fish to water. You know, like a fish to water. Got in there, and he already had the wrestling ability down. But like you said, he had to learn how to lose. You feel me? He had to learn how to make his opponent look good and learn how to entertain and stuff like that. And he knocked it out the park. Yo, he had one of the best rookie years in WWE, 99 and 2000. European Championship. Yeah. I mean, Brock had a pretty good one too. European.
I was gonna say either Brock or Kane, the only ones that are arguable for better rookie year.
European and Intercontinental Championship within months of his debut, and then less than a year, he became WWE champion. I believe he beat The Rock for that.
He won King of the Ring too in that year.
He won King of the Ring too. Yeah, like Angle was just that dude, and he knew how to be funny. He knew how to be a maniac. You feel me? Like just a violent, vicious, dangerous, technical beast. The wrestling machine era, 2002 to 2006. This man was violent. This man is German suplexing Mark Henry. You feel me? Like, and his matches with Benoit, his matches with Jericho, his matches with Brock Lesnar. I feel like Brock Lesnar is probably one of his greatest opponents and vice versa. Because when those two was in the ring, it was straight magic, man. Like it was straight magic. He also got that match with Shane McMahon. You feel me?
Oh yeah, and King of the Ring.
Yeah, that was crazy. 3 WrestleMania matches. You know, like real good ones. I would suggest Brock Lesnar. You feel me? Main event. Shawn Michaels. Him and Eddie Guerrero was the one too. I actually watched that one. Oh, that's probably all right. His Iron Man match with Brock Lesnar. That feud with Edge. The feud with Edge that led to the "You Suck" chant. You feel me? Like that segment and stuff like that. Then you know TNA. He actually had more time in TNA than he had in WWE. He's a cornerstone, a staple of TNA. He really put TNA on his back. He's one of those guys, you know, in TNA. His matches with Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, like, come on, man. Yeah. It was official. 4-time WWE champion, 1-time World Heavyweight champion, WCW championship during the invasion angle, 1-time Intercontinental champion, 1-time European champion, 1-time tag team champion, King of the Ring 2000, like Jamal said, TNA World Heavyweight champion 6 times, and IWGP third belt champion, inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2017. Angle has, and these are the people that have said it, Kurt Angle has inspired or shown some type of inspiration or influence on guys like Chad Gable, Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. You feel me? Like, he's that guy, man. And I do believe he's literally one of the greatest. He's one of those guys that he can do anything. Whatever you give him, he's gonna work with it. And he just checked all the boxes. Kurt Angle to me is the quintessential professional wrestler and entertainer.
Fuck yeah, man. Yo, that's facts, man. That's facts. You know, Kurt is a beast, man. You know, he definitely would have made my list if he wasn't on yours, man. Because you know I like a wrestler too, and we already went through some matches earlier in the show that got Kurt Angle in them, and it's for a reason. Like a couple of my favorite Kurt Angle matches is Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit, Royal Rumble 03. Like I said earlier, the WrestleMania match with Brock was good, even though Kurt was hurt, and then Brock got hurt, and they still were able to get through the match, and you really couldn't tell. I mean, we can tell because we know, but at that time, watching it back then, you couldn't tell, and they still got through that match, hurt like a motherfucker.
Yep.
Still was a solid match. Like Mike said earlier, the WrestleMania 2000 match with Kurt, Benoit, and Jericho 3-way. Like Kurt was so good. He was a wrestler's wrestler, man. He was the best wrestler in the world in 2001 and 2003.
Makes sense.
Why I skipped 2002? He was the 6th best wrestler in 2002. He was the 3rd best wrestler in 2003. In 2004, he was the 36th best wrestler. But in 2005, he was the 6th best wrestler. 2006, he was the 2nd best wrestler. 2007, number 2. 2008, 4. 2009, 12. 2010, 9. 2011, 18. 2012, 2013, 23.
It's like, and that's what I also love about Angle, like, because he's a legit killer in the ring. He could turn it on. He could be that intense monster, like, oh my God, you're about to like get obliterated because this man is gifted. But then he could easily turn into the Carlton Banks of professional wrestling. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goofy and and the fun, sexy Kurt. When he had the little thing going with Stone Cold and
Rapper
stuff,
Kurt.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about versatility, like we were saying with Booker T earlier. Booker T had King Booker, and Kurt Angle had his nerdy little quips about him.
Yeah.
The
But
tiny cowboy hat.
yeah. I feel like a
Yeah,
real
like the whole lines. With the one line that always made me laugh was like, I know he's a dork, but he's our dork.
yeah. I'm just a sick.
Hilarious.
I'll make your
He's a
ankle.
dangerous dork.
But that's all I got on Angle, man. Your Olympic hero, our Olympic hero, man. You feel me? The wrestling machine.
Yeah,
Kurt Angle, man. Big
What
up.
and
what's that thing?
Is he? Let me check.
I yeah, and I want to add with Kurt Angle before I get into his WWE WWF era. Like when he was in TNA, when he was really on top of the world. Like I forget exactly which belts they were, but he had all the TNA belts. He had
Yeah.
the whatever the Japanese league was, IWGP, I think
MVP.
Yeah.
it was.
And then you got the New Japan too. Same thing.
The IWGP, he was a TNA world champion. He was the tag team champion, X division champion, all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say in TNA, I'll say he was like you said, he was a tag team champion, the world champion.
6-time world heavyweight champion in
Oh,
TNA.
do we have a connection
Yeah,
issue?
yeah. I'll say
Oh,
I like to.
we all just changed. We all just changed places. The whole format is ruined now.
Oh, yeah.
We still gonna keep the same rotation though. You know.
And I know. I'm just messing around.
So now
But
who is
like I was like. Sorry. Go ahead. Okay. Like I was saying before, I think I had a little bit of technical issues there. Whichever belts they were, he was holding, I think, like 7 different championships at one time. He was coming down to the ring. And like you said, like countless, memorable matches, memorable moments, accomplishments. He's also the real deal, winning that Olympic medal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like I think Kurt Angle is arguably the GOAT.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had the privilege to see Kurt Angle a couple of times in life. In May 2002, on a random episode of Raw, Kurt Angle fought Stone Cold for the world title. And I know you guys remember when Kurt Angle fought Chris Benoit on Raw in 03, when Kurt hit the moonsault on the top of the cage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh, word. That's when Kurt hit the moonsault. I was like, "There's nothing this man can't do."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shouts out to Kurt Angle, man. Wes, what you got, bro?
Man. My next pick, my next superstar is the current boss of WWE, the Chief. He's the Cerebral Assassin. He's if you remember, he used to run NXT, and he's a he won the King of the Ring. He's a 14-time world champion, a two-time IC champ, multiple-time tag team champion,
European
champion,
Uh-huh.
He done it all. I'm talking about the one and only Triple H.
Fuck you, Triple H, yo.
Yes, I would say, man, his career. I would say, I I remember. eh, I think Jamal should remember this too. He was in WCW. He was also known as
Yeah.
Oh,
Terrorizer.
yeah.
And then and then he left that and then it became a Blue Blood.
Yeah, he changed his
Blue
name to
Blood.
Jean Paul Levesque.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He was a blue blood. Him and Real Regal was a
Yeah,
tag team.
yeah. They was a tag team together. And and he came to WWE and that's when he came Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And
Yeah.
and he backstage, he had his buddy, so his buddies was Triple H, Shawn Michaels. I'm sorry, it was Shawn Michaels, X Pac, Razor Ramon, and Diesel. There was the Clique,
Yeah.
and that's when the infamous curtain call, happened, and Triple H, had got in trouble, and he he took he took his whipping like a man. He got in trouble, and sure enough, yeah, most of us would probably rat on our friends, know what I'm saying? But Triple H was a real person, and he took all that upon himself.
Yeah.
And he became an IC champion. And you remember the infamous ladder matchup between him and The Rock at was it
That was
SummerSlam?
something.
Yes.
Yeah, something.
And the infamous Diaz versus the Nation feud. Oh my God, that feud right there. I like that feud.
Oh yeah. Yeah, bro. Mike, you like Triple H?
Well, of course. I mean, Triple H, by all rights, should be um in anyone's top five or top 10 of best wrestlers, in my opinion. I think for this conversation, he slid just off of it. But I mean, it's just like sidebar. I was actually there live when he won King of the Ring. Um, so very um big fan of him just from that. And I think it's like the one thing I want to say about Triple H, or two things really. It's like he is probably one of the best sellers in the business.
Yes.
And I absolutely hate when people use the argument that, oh, because of who he married and, the connections he made, it's like, those things do help. But I mean, that doesn't take away from, like, you kind of look at Triple H as like the prototype of like the perfect, like, well-rounded wrestler.
Yeah.
I was
You
I would
know,
say when JR dealt him the he's a student of the game. He truly
yeah,
was a student of the game.
yeah. I think
Yeah, that's
even
fact.
better when JR was constantly calling him a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Really told the super heel Triple H, what have you done? The rotten son of a bitch.
Have no heart? Have you no soul?
Yeah,
Damn you to
Triple
hell.
H was
Damn you to
ruthless.
hell, Triple H.
Yeah,
I told y'all that just shows how good Jim Ross was, man, at his job.
Yeah.
Because Jim Ross
Yeah.
listens to his podcast too, and he always say, "Well, people still come up to me to this day like you hated Triple H, didn't you?" Jim Ross like, "No, me and Triple H is good friends. That's just part of my job. That's what I had to do." And he was so good at it. But I like a lot of Triple H matches. It's hard to narrow them down, man.
Yeah.
One that stands out is his match against Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam in '02 when Shawn Michaels comeback match after 4
Oh
years.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, if you watch it nowadays, you can see how good Triple H was or is because he took care of Shawn in that match. You know what I'm saying? His first match back in the years. And Triple H, he was the best wrestler in the world in 2000 and 2009, according to PWI. Triple H always usually get good rankings, man.
I would
Yeah.
say with that match we just said about Triple H and Shawn Michaels, Triple H said Shawn Michaels said himself that he wanted to work with nobody else but Triple H.
Yeah. Yep. In fact, John, you fuck with Triple H?
of course, man. You know I rock with the game. Like one of the main reasons why I rock with Triple H was that I hated him so much. He's one of the greatest. He's one of my greatest heels ever. Like he was making it hard for the Rock, like every week on SmackDown and Raw and stuff like that. They was just like punishing the Rock, and I hated Triple H for it. Triple H got away with everything. I felt like, like, but
Yeah.
it shows how good he was at his job. I like to think of Triple H as like the Jay-Z of the WWE. And the
Ooh,
reason,
Mm.
good comparison. Good comparison.
the reason why I make that comparison because I personally feel like they was never the guys, the face of their eras, right? But they roll with them. They was a part of the movement or whatever that was being created. You feel me? They was actually an important part of it. Some people would say, but they was never really the guy. Jay Z came up with Nas and Big and all of them, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. It was Big. First it was Nas, then it was Big, right? Nobody never really looked at Jay Z like that. It took him a little while to get his just due. Same thing with Triple H. It was Brett, then it was Sean, then it was Austin, then it was Rock, right?
Yeah.
Then it was what Cena, right?
Yeah.
So, but he was always there though. He was always there doing his own thing, and he got his credit later on. You feel me? And now he running pretty much running the roster. And
Yeah.
look what Jay doing. You feel me? Pretty much big power force and hip hop. So I always kind of compare them two. But yeah, I always
Yeah.
rock H.
And
I would,
like Bret Hart used to say, Triple H was never the guy. He was always the guy that worked with the top guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Some Triple H memorable matches. Go back and watch his matchup against the. Go back and watch the 3 stages of hell at No Mercy. I can't pinpoint what year it was, but the 3 stages of hell before they became the 2-man power trip.
Yeah.
Stone
It was a
Cold.
2000.
You talking about a bloodbath?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that matchup,
I
and
recommend
also
that match.
go back and watch when Triple H had won the IC title from The Rock at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Ladder match.
And oh yes, and watch even though he lost, go back and watch WrestleMania against the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Which
Matter of
one?
fact,
Because it was
watch
it was
all the
two.
matches against him and Undertaker. Just watch all the matches against him and Taker. I just say it like that. Watch every matchup they had against each other. You talk a good barn burner. That's one right there for you.
Yeah.
Salute.
How about this kind of gets forgotten because it's a little bit later in his career, but Daniel Bryan versus Triple H.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Even though
and
I would hate to say this matchup too, but go back and watch him and John Cena, him and Randy Orton, that feud.
yeah, yeah, all complete classics right there. Him and Mankind, Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can't forget Mick. I can't forget Mick.
Yeah. Shit. Shouts out to Triple H, man. You know. I guess he running the show for a reason. You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Shit, Mike, what you working with, Mike?
Oh, and it's kind of going to be a perfect closing from our last choice into the next choice. And it's just so amazing that we're able to talk about Triple H for so long without even mentioning D-Generation X.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you talk about someone's greatness, and probably the greatest faction, if not like top three, definitely. Talk about NWO, DX, and Four Horsemen probably is in that list, but um, obviously you can't spell Triple H without Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Um, Shawn Michaels, I think it's just it's self-explanatory. The man won two Royal Rumbles. He was like the star of the new generation. He really transitioned wrestling from the gimmicky old style into the Attitude Era. He was the bridge between that Golden Age era and the Attitude Era. Um, and it's just like the influence, the perfection of his matches, the and I think like this match gets a little bit more credit. Um, gets talked about a lot, but a 60-minute Iron Man match with Brett.
Yeah.
Countless classic matches with The Undertaker. I also think like he had the best match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Like out of all of Undertaker's WrestleMania matches, that second one that they wrestled, I think was the best one out of all the Undertaker matches at WrestleMania. Um, and yeah, like I said, it's I could go on and on about the countless memories of Shawn Michaels and just the true blueprint of the modern era of wrestling.
That's facts, man. Sean definitely a GOAT, man. Sean, he would have been on my top 5, but once you guys hear my last two, you'll know why. But he definitely in my top 10 for sure. I
Yeah,
love Shawn Michaels, man. Shawn, like, you compare Triple H, John, you compare Triple H to Jay-Z. I compare Shawn Michaels to Kobe Bryant because Shawn Michaels had 2 careers. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? The whole 10-year career before he broke his back, and another 10 years after he broke his back. Well, 8 years after he broke his back. And Kobe had 2 different careers with 2 different numbers, 8 and 24. And both of them are Hall of Fame careers. You feel me?
yeah,
Yep.
I
That's
can
why
see it. Yeah,
I say Sean is the Kobe of this shit, man. And it's so many Shawn Michaels matches to break down. Which ones are my favorites, man? I said they fired Triple H were from SummerSlam '02 Sean's comeback match. For some strange reason, I like Shawn Michaels and Bulldog matches back in the mid '90s.
Oh yeah.
Like Shawn Michaels versus Mr. Perfect. Um, Shawn and Bret. And I like the Rockers. I even like the Rockers. When the Rockers fought the Brain Busters, Tully Blanchard and Undertaker versus the Rockers. And some fun ass
Mhm.
tag team match.
Oh
Rockers
yeah.
versus Demolition. The Rockers versus the
Especially going back
Powers
to
of
the Rockers.
you
I
know.
mean, and speaking of the Rockers, another one of the more infamous, moments in WWE history that you constantly see on the playbacks is him throwing Jannetty through the window. One of the biggest double crosses in WWF history, wrestling history in general.
A window.
Yeah, yeah. That was the barbershop in 1992. And
Yep.
Shawn was so much of a good wrestler in 1992 when he threw Jannetty through that window. He was the 16th best wrestler that year. That was in '92. And by the time
Mhm.
'96 came around, Shawn was the best wrestler in the world, according to PWI.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so Don, how you feel about Shawn Michaels?
I mean, HBK, the showstopper, he checks all the boxes. Another prototype for a wrestler. If you want to build wrestler that can do anything and everything, and shine at it, Michael's one of those people. Real talk. I wouldn't say he's known for his technical prowess, but he's still he's a great wrestler. Great
He's
storyteller.
what? Yeah. He's one of the best technical wrestlers, but he's got so much more of a bag that you don't really see him relying on it as much.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he can hit you with whatever. So yeah, like definitely one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, he's in my top 10, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, yo, real.
yeah. I'll say HBK definitely in my top 10 as well. He had y'all mentioned it very well. His his singles career when he had great feuds with The Undertaker, Stone Cold, Bret Hart, Razor Ramon, Diesel.
Yeah. Yeah, Razor Ramon, that's another big one, that ladder match and
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Uncle, don't sit right here. My iPad right
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, shouts out to Shawn Michaels, man. You know what I mean?
yeah.
A real one.
Shouts out
Yeah,
to
and man, I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing with the younger stars in NXT.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
And
yeah.
that's a whole different layer, just like Triple H with all the backstage stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I think we're moving on to our fourth rotation here.
yeah.
Sure. My number two best wrestler of all time, man. I love this guy, man. Y'all might know him as Kurt Hennig. I know him as Mr. Perfect, though, active from 1980 to 2003.
ooh, yes,
Rest in peace. Another one, like I said earlier, man. Like a lot of my top five, well, my top five and top 10, basically all my wrestlers, I've been watching them since I'm young, and I just gravitated towards them for whatever reason. You feel me? Like when I watched Mr. Perfect as a kid, even though he was portrayed as a heel, a bad guy, he just had so much style. Like he throw that tongue on his back, catch it with his hand. He spit that gum out, smack it, or he'll take the picture, hit it. Then I drop it. You know what I'm saying?
He had
It
the
was
best
just so
vision.
smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had style before style was a thing.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
like them. You said it. Them vignettes that they did.
yeah. He had the best.
Where the one I did. I almost remember. He was at he threw the ball up and he threw the ball to himself technically and called a touchdown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So he definitely had showmanship, man. Like to me, Mr. Perfect was a ring general, man. He was definitely an underrated seller, and people like Triple H,
mm,
Shawn Michaels, Bob Ziggler, all of
mhm,
them looked up to Mr. Perfect as far as selling. It wasn't
Yes.
everybody couldn't be a Hogan, everybody couldn't be a Cena.
yeah,
You know, everybody can't hit moonsaults and suicide dives, but there are people who can make you look good in the ring, and Mr. Perfect did that.
yeah,
Yeah.
He was one of the first ones to me that I saw that did that. You know, a lot of guys do it after him now. Like I said, Triple H, the Michaels, the Zigglers, you
yeah.
know, the Miz's. They gonna make you look good. But Mr. Perfect was the first person to me that I saw do that.
Yeah.
That's why he on my list. He was confident. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
mm.
his mission was to go out there and outwork you. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Perfect got this spot. You kick him in the shin. He'll hold on to the rope. Look like he's doing the backflip. Just a
Yeah,
whole lot of accuracy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
The way he sold, man, he made it look like water. Just flow
yep,
like water. That's why he
Um.
was perfect. Mr. Perfect, he made it look easy. He let his talent speak for itself, and his job was to elevate other people, especially after he got into the WWF because he had a whole entire career before the
yeah,
WWF.
yeah.
You know,
mm,
he was
My fault for cutting
two-time
you off, bro.
Intercontinental.
My fault for cutting you off, bro. But this one interest that I mean what Miss Perfect did. He spit the gum out and hit it up, and Bobby Heenan was like he was doing something else, and he had his head down, and he caught it. Yo, I'm talking. It's like they was backstage, Joe. I'm talking. It's like I'm talking, Joe. Like they did like a bunch of times, but when they came out together, and he did that move, and he did that. And he caught it like I'm talking, Joe. I don't think I'm sorry. It was his towel. That's what it was. His towel. He threw it, and he caught it like Joe. And before the towel even hit the entranceway, he caught it like backhand catch. I'm like, oh.
It's perfect with that dude, man.
His accolades and awards might not be impressive to a lot of people, but
mm,
you know, back in the day, it meant something. He was a two-time Intercontinental Champion. Both of those reigns was a lot. It meant something. He was a WCW US Champion, and he was a World Champion in AWA
Yeah,
yeah,
1987. He
Yeah,
was an AWA Tag Team Champion with a young Scott Hall. He was the WWC World Champion. That's the world title in Puerto Rico, Carlos
mm,
Colon territory, Carlito's dad. Of course, he's in the Hall of Fame, and he was always in the top 100 in PWI, but his best, he was the ninth best wrestler in '93. But yeah,
okay.
y'all got it.
I guess it's like the price is not winning the big one. It's like I think people are so focused on like winning the big one, but you really think about like Roddy Piper never won the big one, and he's one of the more influential names in the business.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
Mr. Perfect was that dude, man. Technical wrestler, clean, smooth in the ring. I loved his vignettes. I always thought his vignettes was
Oh
creepy,
yeah,
you know. And when he came out, he, like you said, cocky, swag, confident. I always rock with Mr. Perfect. I do believe that he's one of the greatest to never win the world championship in the WWF. You know, I always will put him in that conversation. Like real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Perfect. I'll say his in ring, like y'all said, his in ring style. He can. You can put him up there with the top best sellers in the industry. And matter of fact, you know what? I can put him against anybody that sells the matchup, Joe, and you can put him up there with the best of them. Like I said, with the Triple H, with the Miz, with the Dolph Ziggler, with the Shawn Michaels. I can man. His matchup against Bret Hart, against Jerry Lawler back in the day, against the Texas Tornado, that feud, the Big Boss Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
A whole bunch of them, man. Some of mine is Mr. Perfect versus Ric Flair. Loser leaves town.
Yeah,
Raw.
yeah.
93. It was the second Raw. That's when Flair had to go back to WCW. It was a good match. Mr. Perfect versus Shawn Michaels. SummerSlam 93. Perfect versus Lex Luger from WrestleMania 9. Perfect versus Hulk Hogan, a Saturday night main event from 1990. His 2002 return to the WWF at the Royal Rumble, huge pop. Mr. Perfect versus the Blue Blazer, who's also known as On Hot, WrestleMania 5. Check that out. His WCW run, the Texas Rednecks, with Bobby Duncombe Jr. and it was Bobby Duncombe Jr., Kendall Windham, and Barry Windham.
Right, yeah.
And they was beefing with the No Limit Soldiers and shit.
Yeah. I remember that feud. Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all remember how the hardcore title looked back in the day?
Yeah.
That was basically the old world title. The winged eagle that Shawn Michaels had. That was the old one.
Yeah.
Because when Mr. Perfect was in the feud, it was a mini feud with Hulk Hogan back in 1990. He took a hammer and smashed the belt and broke it to pieces. And he held it up. It was like, this belt's not perfect. Hogan beat him, but smashed that belt, and they used that for the hardcore, put some tape on it. But yeah, man, Perfect. He always said, "Perfect is not a name; it's who I am."
Yeah.
Shouts out to Mr. Perfect, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Perfect. Yes.
You got
going number 4, I guess. I'm gonna be real brief with this because it is what it is, but I gotta get this man his just due, and that's The Rock. The Rock was the first. The Rock was the first wrestler to like really hold my attention and have me wanting to see what he was going to do next. What's going to happen to him? At the next Raw, at the next SmackDown, what he going to do next and stuff like that. Like he was the first one that really had me like real hooked because I'm like, yo, this dude is funny. He not scared. He confident as hell. Like Rock I ain't gonna front. Rock had that charisma. He obviously borrowed heavy from Muhammad Ali, right, and other people. But even though he borrowed from them, he look how many catchphrases this man got or had. You feel me? Just bring it. You smell what the Rock is cooking. Rudy Poo candy ass. It doesn't matter. You feel me? You know, like, and the way he would roast people, and then his matches, like Rock wasn't that known for his technical skills, nothing like that, but the man was tough. You feel me? He was tough, like for real. Like He was tough. He had that aggressive nature, and he was one of those. He was the next Hogan in a way to cross over into mainstream the way that he did. You know, because at that time, Stone Cold had it on Smash, but here come Rock, like just right either right next to him or right up under him. You feel me? Like, and I always gotta respect that. Rock was a very important part of the Attitude Era and WWE in general. You know, like real talk.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I definitely gotta give him that. He was joined. You know, started as Rocky Maivia, and it's funny how his career ended up paralleling to Romans, right?
Yeah.
Because came out, they loved him, then they booed the fuck out of him. You feel me? Took some
Yeah.
time off, came back as a heel, fucking took off. You know? Same thing with Roman. And when Rock came back, Nation of Domination, that's when we really got to see, like, oh shit. Like, he used to make Farouk look stupid as hell. Like, real talk. And when he dropped that rock bottom and said that, you know, the Rock isn't only the leader of the Nation of Domination, he's the ruler. It was a rap.
Yeah.
Got corporate Rock, right? Beefing with Stone Cold and all of that.
Oh yeah.
Rock used to exaggerate so much. Yo, like, y'all remember when Austin was doing the 316 shit? And Rock was in the it had to be Raw. But Rock in the ring talking about something else, and then Rock get the beat, but it says 316. Then Rock do the and turn around, like he used to like he used to be extra with it, but I fucked with it, you know, like then you got the WrestleMania, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, John Cena. You feel me? Who can say that?
Yeah.
Had a WrestleMania match and beat every single face of their era at WrestleMania. Like that's that's saying something. Real. And then that Rock and Side connection, him and Mankind had so much chemistry. Rock was that dude, man. Like, and to this day, not a lot of people, I don't think, but I guess you could say you could see Summer Rock. You could definitely see Summer Rock in LA Knight. You could see Summer Rock and Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Summer Rock and Montez Ford a little bit, right? You know, like he definitely influencing a lot of people. He putting his family on. You know, I ain't gonna never knock a man for that. He putting his family on. He making sure they eat. He making these moves and shit like that. And he was a major focal point in wrestling and pop culture at the same time. They got a TV show named after this man, SmackDown. The Rock Show.
Yeah.
You feel me? I watched
still to this day.
So
20 years later. 25 years later.
I watched the very first episode of SmackDown on what? UPN9, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Like I was, I'm rocking with the Rock, man. But like I said, I'm gonna keep it brief.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
I didn't want to add because you mentioned the different rivalries and then you started talking about the Rock and Sock connection a little bit, and I think it's the one thing I will always say about the Rock, among many other things, is I think his best rivalry was against Mick Foley. When he was the corporate Rock and that whole switch happened and they battled out for the championship and with ultimately Mick Foley winning, and it went back and forth after that, but I always look at that as like the best feud with him and like one of the best feuds in WWF history.
Yep.
And to add on to that, halftime heat, one of a kind event between those two, forever cemented in WWF history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What you got? What you got to say about The Rock, bro?
Well, what I have to say is that y'all, we all, we all in agreement that we all said that Rock and Mankind was was a few that got the Rock over, but also too, let's not forget that the Rock and Triple H feud really put those two those
Mm.
two on a whole nother level with that feud with DX and the Nation, and
Mhm.
also the feud
Oh
with
yeah.
them two fighting over the IC title, them two fighting over the world title.
Yep. Yep.
On
Yeah.
like you said, those on on SmackDown, them two they I'll say what made them so good. They can start the show off. They can start SmackDown, and also they can end SmackDown together.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be honest about The Rock, and I don't mean no disrespect or no harm, but Rock, he don't quite make my top 25. He right out there probably 26 for me on my list
Mm.
because I look at it wrestling differently and I think a little bit too deeply because it's well known The Rock don't love wrestling. It was just something for him to do real quick. He don't love the business. And I like a worker's worker. And to me, Rock wasn't one of those, but he was one of the best motherfuckers on the mic. And I do fuck with The Rock. He just wasn't a worker's worker. The way he did his Samoan drop, the way he did his belly to belly suplex, it was just so loose. But at the same time, Rock did give me a lot of good memories and moments, though. I did fuck with him. When we talk about The Rock, a lot of times we gloss over his nation part of his career. We mention it, but we
Mm-hmm.
gloss over the few. We mention the ones with DX, but we don't talk about Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feud with The Rock. Ken
Mm.
Shamrock feud with the nation. Ken Shamrock teaming with the Legion of Doom. Ken Shamrock teaming with Steve Blackman to take on The Rock of the Nation. And it was a series of matches
Mm-hmm.
with The Rock and Ken
Mm.
Shamrock. One at the Royal Rumble '98, they fought for the Intercontinental title. And they fought
That was
inside the
amazing.
Royal Rumble too later on that night. And then
Yeah.
they fought at WrestleMania 14. Ken Shamrock and The Rock. That's for the IC title. That's when Shamrock won. Had him in the ankle lock, but he wouldn't let go. Rock bleeding from the mouth. Good visual. But Ken Shamrock wouldn't let go. So the ref reversed the decision. Rock kept the belt. Good ass you don't talk about. And also his match against Ken Shamrock at King of the Ring, where Ken Shamrock won the King of the Ring. Rock he was good though. I mean, he was the second best wrestler in the world in 2000 behind Triple H. So you know,
Mm.
Hey, I mean, you can talk about back then all you want. You also got to think about it. The guy that's currently the WWE champion right now, just last year at WrestleMania, what happened? He stepped into the ring with The Rock, and Rock just swatted him away like he's nothing.
yeah,
There's something to keep in mind.
Mm.
We are
yeah,
still on the card.
Yep.
yeah, man. Anybody else got anything about The Rock? Shout out to him.
Ooh.
Not so much like solely about The Rock, but I like how like the last like three picks have kind of correlated to like legendary guys, but are also currently backstage right now.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, man. Shouts out, Rocky. Rocky Maivia, man. Rocky Johnson Jr., The Rock, man. You know, definitely gonna get in the Hall of Fame one day.
No, I need that. I'm glad I did that.
So, what else you got, man?
All right. I've been I've been I've been sitting there wrapping my brain around my next person. All thinking, should I make him number one or should I keep him where I got him in? And my decision been made, and my next person is a two-time Hall of Famer. He's in there by himself, and also he's in there as a group. And the way it's looking, I think he might get in for the third time. And this person is he's a 16-time world champion. He's the leader of the Four Horsemen. And my pick is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Slick Rick. The Rollers win, kiss stealing, willing dealing, son of a gun. And for all the ladies out there, Space Mountain. No. And yeah. And he has a daughter that's wrestling, and Ric Flair he has a legendary career from WCW, WWE, Japan, you name it. I'm saying the man been everywhere and he's done it all. WCW, AWA, however you want to call it, he did it all in them companies. He had some good feuds with Dusty Rhodes. He had a good feud with Sting. Feuds with Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Terry Funk. Ricky Sting. Oh, that feud right there. Those two right there in the ring together, Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair, was when I was a little kid watching that matchup, watching them two wrestle was good entertainment and good pay-per-view watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best we mentioned it earlier. The feud he had with Ric Flair, the feud he had with Randy Savage, Lex Luger,
Yeah.
the Kid of Colo.
We got about 5 minutes left on the air, guys. So you gotta put a little pepper and a stepper on these lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can go. We could do a whole episode about Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Ric Flair is like probably the most legendary name.
His highs and his lows. He's fucking up his legacy right now, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can like feel the fumes when Wes mentioned that he has a daughter in wrestling.
Yeah, he was the wrestler of the year 6 times in a row. Not 6 times in a row, but 6 times. That's the record. The best wrestler in the world 6 times.
Damn, salute to him.
Yeah, shouts out to Nature Boy Ric Flair, man.
Shout to Nature Boy Rick.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Nate.
Since we are on since we are on a time constraint, in case we can't get to our last wrestler, I'm gonna go with I'm saving my number one. I'm saving my number one spot. I've kind of been doing it in loose order, but this guy is currently one of the top guys. Someone who's been like one of the constant top guys in the company for the last 10, 15 years, and I think like when you talk about checking off all the boxes and just being the true workhorse and just doing everything he can to fulfill his role in any way. And I'm talking about Seth Rollins.
Ooh.
Um,
Kevin Rollins,
has one of the most legendary WrestleMania moments. Like I said, he's still going strong. He's still in the prime of his career. He's currently a top guy. I think it's like, we were talking about Macho Man earlier, and I kind of look at like Seth Rollins as like the Macho Man in today's era to the Roman Reigns, Hulk Hogan.
got you.
Gotcha.
Um, but the keep it short and sweet, it's like, the guy is a complete workhorse, one of the best sellers in history, definitely in the modern game. And like I said, there's nothing he can't do. He has high flying moves, he has power moves, he has striking moves. He can he's obviously way better as a heel. I don't really like him as a face, but I think it's like he can play both very well as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good, man. He was the best wrestler in the world 3 times in 2015, 19, and 23. That's good shit.
Yeah,
I seen
yeah.
him
He
in
got a
person
couple
when he
more in
fought
him.
Austin Theory in a dark match, not dark match, but a house show in 2022, and they fought in the crowd right next to me, and that was pretty dope. So I love it. I love that shit.
Mm.
Seen Seth Rollins with you when we went to Raw.
Yeah. Riders of Finn Balor, yeah, man.
But Rollins that workhorse, man, the architect. You feel me? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care. You want a good match. You need somebody to carry a good match, or somebody need a great dance partner just as good as them or better. Look no further than Seth Rollins, like you said, for the past 15, you feel me? 10, 15 years,
Yeah.
you're like further than
And,
Seth
and
Rollins.
and speaking of which, one of the matches I would like to mention is kind of back earlier in his career, there was a triple threat match between him, Brock Lesnar, and John Cena. And Seth Rollins like really carried that match and made it into like the 5-star classic that it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast. Yeah. Shouts out to Seth Rollins, man. Definitely gonna get him once he retires and all said and done. You know what I'm saying? Who was on me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, shit. We on our number ones now, y'all. Shit,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make it quick too. My best wrestler of all time was active from 1978 to 2000. If I can guess, is Bret the Hitman Hart. A lot of people will choose Flairs and Michaels and Undertakers, and Stone Cold. I'm gonna choose Bret because when I was watching Bret as a youngin, he was the one who made me believe. Like he represented the truth to me. Like Bret felt like a comic book character to me when I was a kid. The pink and black, the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Like he didn't need. Besides that, he didn't need catchphrases and fireworks, and he didn't need to do hits and stuff. He let his wrestling do the talking. That's what I liked about Bret Hart. You know what I'm saying? He taught me wrestling can be art and precise and methodical all at the same time and emotional. You know what I'm saying? Every move Bret did, when somebody whip into the turnbuckle, the way he hit the turnbuckle, it's just he put pride in every match. And before he even said it in shoot interviews, you can see it. He put pride in every match. he was more than a wrestler to me. He was a craftsman. He was very precise, and he took pride in what he did. He never injured nobody his whole career, from '78 to 2000. You know, 5-time WWF champ, 2-time WCW champ, 2-time Intercontinental champ, 4-time WCW US champ, 2-time tag champ with Neidhart, 1-time WCW tag champ with Goldberg, won the King of the Ring twice, won the 1994 Royal Rumble, Hall of Fame twice. Bret Hart.
Real one. The excellence of execution, man. Everybody know about Bret Hart, the shades, that entrance music, that sharpshooter, man. My favorite Bret match was him and Shawn Michaels, obviously, the Iron Man match. I love that match. I also love his I Quit match or submission match, the one with Stone Cold. Love that one. Him and all.
Yup, so WrestleMania.
Him versus Yoko.
Yup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say
Hulk Hogan did him dirty.
Yep.
And y'all want some underrated Bret matches? Go check out the Hart Foundation versus Demolition. 2 out of 3 falls from SummerSlam 1990, and then go watch the Hart Foundation versus the British Bulldogs for WrestleMania 3. Bret was the best wrestler in the world in '93 and '94.
and I also recommend go watch the Hart Foundation versus the Rockers.
All right, big shout out to him, man. Well, go ahead, Wes. Go ahead, real quick.
And also, I would recommend go watch the Royal Rumble, Bret Hart versus Diesel.
All right, big shout out to the Hitman, Bret the Hitman Hart, who's widely respected and a lot of people's goats, actually. Mine, I'm gonna be real brief. I wish I didn't have to be, but I'll double back when we hop back on here, But mine is the Undertaker, and the reason why I wrestled with this. I wrestled with this for a while, but the reason why I ultimately have to respect the Undertaker as my number one, because to me, he is the literal embodiment of professional wrestling. Because we love the technicals, right? We love like you said, the craftsmen and the legit athletes and the ones that can give us the great matches. But professional wrestling, like, you feel me? Like, that is character, that's storyline, that's character development, that's emotion. Also with the wrestling and stuff like that. And I don't think nobody embodies that more than Undertaker for as long as he has. This is a man that character was widely regarded as a dead dude, and it never got. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, and he has stayed relevant. He's wrestled in so many different generations, yo. The golden era, the new generation era, the attitude era, the ruthless aggression era, the PG era, the reality era. You feel me? Like, he's wrestled in all of those. And he is probably the most respected wrestler in a long time. He was the locker room leader, the judge. You feel me? But I'm gonna keep it brief and Undertaker's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second best wrestler in the world in 2002. My favorite Taker match is Taker versus Bret Hart at Royal Rumble '96. It was a good showcase of what each character could do. And Taker had the opera mask on.
Shit.
I'll just say mine's him versus Shawn Michaels, the second WrestleMania meeting, and among many other great stories, like one of the greatest stories in wrestling history, him and when Kane first debuted. The whole story with him facing his brother, the parents. I think that was one of the greatest stories of wrestling history.
Fellas, I hate to do this, but we at 3%. If this thing
Yeah.
cuts, it will not record.
Yeah, just go ahead and name y'all top, so we can just double back later on.
Okay. Well, my last is the franchise Shane Douglas.
Word.
I knew you were gonna take the franchise, B.
Yeah. We can talk a lot more about the franchise when we do like a nice little ECW episode. There's a lot.
I mean,
And to keep the rapid fire going, I do want a little bit of introduction. You know, a lot of people in their number one spot, they might pick The Rock, they might pick Stone Cold. The guy that I'm picking beat them both in one night. Chris Jericho.
yeah, I respect you.
Yeah.
Just real quick, just years in the game, accomplished it all, has constantly reinvented himself, and he has so many memorable characters, just as Chris Jericho. And I'll end it at that if you want to add a little bit on Chris Jericho.
Man got a list over. And the Jericho.
We're talking about over, we went over. And
Right.
you guys for tuning in with us. Sorry for the long episode, but we had to get it off our chests.
Yeah,
We will be back next week for another episode of Smoking Section. For John, Mike, and Wes, I am Jamar. Good fights and good nights.